All right, so we're diving deep today
Deep.
into some seriously thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring excerpts from the Coda of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
Okay.
But it's not just another list of rules.
Right.
It's more like a personal journey.
Uh-huh.
And he takes us on this journey using this really fascinating metaphor of a pin of light.
Yeah, what I find so captivating about this section is how it moves past those structured rules from the previous chapters
Right.
and dives right into this deep thought experiment.
Yeah.
It's like he's handing you this metaphorical pen and challenging you, like, go ahead,
Yeah.
illuminate the world's darkness.
Yes.
And this all stems from this simple gift, this light-up pen that sparked all these profound questions.
Light up pen.
Yeah.
Wow.
A light-up pen leads to all these profound questions about how we should act
Yeah.
and what truly matters.
And it's like he's saying, okay, here's this tool, this power to bring light into the world.
Right.
What are you going to do with it?
Exactly.
So he poses these two key questions that I think really drive this whole exploration.
Yeah.
What shall I do with my newfound pen of light?
Mm-hmm.
And even more importantly, what will you write with yours?
That second question really brings it home.
It does.
You know, it's not just about observing Peterson's process.
Right.
It's like he's prompting us to embark on our own journey
Yeah.
of self-discovery.
Exactly.
So how does he start?
Well, he starts by, like, asking himself some seriously deep questions,
Okay.
and then he just kind of waits for the answers to kind of emerge from his subconscious.
Uh-huh.
Almost like he's tapping into some wellspring of inner wisdom, you know?
Interesting.
And the first answer he gets is really powerful.
What is it?
He says, write down the words you want inscribed on your soul.
Wow.
And it's not about literally, like, jotting things down in a notebook.
Right.
This is about, like, identifying your core values,
Mm-hmm.
the principles you want to guide your life.
Makes you think.
Yeah, it really does.
What words would you choose?
Right. To define your life.
Yeah.
It's like he's encouraging us to create, like, a personal mission statement
Uh-huh.
that's, like, etched in our very being.
Absolutely.
It's about defining yourself.
Aligning your actions with your deepest beliefs.
Exactly.
And this leads into this recurring theme, I think, in this whole section
Yeah.
of seeking truth,
Yes.
even when it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
So he talks about resolving disagreements with his wife.
Right.
And for him, it's not about
It's not about being right.
winning or being right.
Yeah.
It's about uncovering the truth, like what actually happened.
So they have this agreement
Oh, wow.
that when they hit a roadblock in an argument,
Uh-huh.
they actually, like, go to separate rooms
Oh, interesting.
and reflect on their own contributions to the situation.
So they each ask themselves,
What did I do to create this problem?
that sounds really difficult.
It sounds incredibly difficult, especially when you're in the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment, yeah.
But he really emphasizes choosing peace over being right.
Right.
And that requires a willingness to be wrong, to practice humility,
Mm.
to take responsibility for your actions.
And, you know, thinking about that,
Yeah.
it makes you realize how often we just prioritize defending ourselves
Yes.
rather than seeking understanding.
It's so true.
So it's not just about him and his wife.
It applies to every relationship, really.
Yeah.
It's a call to be more self-reflective in how we interact with others.
It's a call for growth, really. Personal growth often stems from
Confronting our own shortcomings.
confronting our own shortcomings.
Not always easy,
No,
but essential, I think,
I agree.
for building those stronger relationships
Yeah.
and living a more fulfilling life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So then he dives into some, I think, really interesting reflections about his wife and daughter. He says he aims to treat his wife
Mm-hmm.
as if she is the Holy Mother of God, so that she may give birth to the world-redeeming hero.
Okay, that might seem a bit jarring at first.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand the deeper meaning.
What is it?
He's not literally saying she's divine.
Right.
He's highlighting the importance of the feminine principle,
Yes.
especially in nurturing potential and shaping the future.
Nurturing, shaping the future. That's interesting.
Right. Makes you think about the incredible role women play
Yeah.
in raising children and the immense ripple effect they have on the world.
Exactly. And it ties into the advice he gives to his daughter.
Right.
Where he kind of encourages her to embrace her potential while also valuing family and motherhood,
Well,
recognizing that these roles are essential and deeply fulfilling.
and this is particularly relevant, I think, today,
Why?
because there's this constant narrative
What is it?
that pits career aspirations against family life,
Uh-huh.
as if women have to choose
choose one or the other.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to hear someone advocating for both.
Yeah.
It raises questions, though, about how we as a society value and support
Exactly.
both paths,
Yeah. Right. How do we create a world where women can freely pursue their ambitions while also embracing motherhood?
If they choose.
If they choose, right?
Right.
That's something to think about.
Yeah, that's a discussion for another time.
Maybe.
I'm curious about his reflections on his parents and the sacrifices they made.
Okay.
This is a powerful one.
Let's hear it.
He says, "Act such that your actions justify the suffering they endured."
Wow.
Powerful.
That resonates on such a deep level.
It does.
It's about honoring the legacy they passed down, acknowledging that their struggles
Paved the way.
paved the way for your opportunity.
It's a call to live a life worthy of their sacrifices.
It makes you think about gratitude, doesn't it?
It really does.
And responsibility to make something good out of the world they helped create.
Right.
What a thought.
So then he kind of provides what feels like almost like a guidebook
Okay.
for navigating the complexities of human relationships. He talks about how to interact with different types of people, strangers,
Those who are struggling, even those who are dishonest.
His answers emphasize both compassion and discernment.
Yes, I noticed that too.
Like when it comes to helping someone who's, really lost their way, he advises offering a genuine and cautious hand,
Right.
but not joining them in the mire.
So it's that balance of helping without enabling self-destructive behavior.
It's a tricky balance.
It is. Requires wisdom.
And careful judgment.
Yeah.
His approach to dealing with a lying person is also intriguing.
What does he say?
He says, "Let him speak so that he may reveal himself."
It's almost like you're letting their actions expose their true character.
Letting their actions do the talking.
Sometimes the best way to uncover the truth is to step back and just observe.
Observe behavior.
Okay.
And that ties into Peterson's emphasis on truth, and honesty.
Yeah.
He firmly believes that lies ultimately erode trust and damage relationships.
Absolutely. So when asked about approaching the world in general,
Okay.
his response is remarkably simple, but profound.
What is it?
He says, conduct myself as if being is more important than non-being.
That's beautiful.
It is.
It's a call to, embrace life fully.
Yes.
Choose existence over nihilism.
Act in a way that affirms the inherent value of just being alive.
And this leads into his response about educating people.
What does he say?
Share with them those things I regard as truly important.
Passing on wisdom, knowledge, values.
To help others navigate life.
It's about being a beacon of light, using our words and actions.
To make a positive impact.
Yes.
And then he addresses this question about a torn nation.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, stitch it back together with careful words of truth.
That resonates so deeply today.
Doesn't it?
It does, with all the division.
Polarization.
It feels like a blueprint.
It does.
For healing.
And unity.
Emphasizing the need for honesty, personal responsibility.
Striving for truth.
Yeah, striving for truth. It's a call to
seek common ground.
Seek common ground. Engage in challenging conversations.
Find solutions that benefit everyone. Everyone, not just one side or the other.
Recognizing that despite our differences, we are all in this together.
We share this planet. We have a stake in creating a better future.
What a powerful message of hope.
It is.
And a call to action.
Use our
pens of light
to illuminate the path forward.
And that's just the beginning.
I know. It's incredible.
Of this incredible journey.
He takes us on.
Yeah. It's remarkable how he uses this pen of light framework to tackle not just these grand life philosophies, but also very specific, challenging situations.
Real life stuff.
Real life stuff. And he grapples with these scenarios in such a raw, honest way.
Yeah.
It makes it feel so relatable.
It's true. He doesn't shy away from the messy realities.
No, he doesn't.
Of life.
Right.
Instead of just saying, be good.
Right.
He digs into these, nitty-gritty questions.
Right. What?
How do I handle my own greed? Or what do I do when I'm faced with an enemy's success?
It's that level of detail.
Yeah. Makes this so compelling.
Exactly. It's practical wisdom for navigating the ups and downs of being human.
Absolutely.
And some of his answers really challenge conventional thinking.
Oh, like which ones?
Like when he talks about dealing with a faithless brother.
Okay.
He says the king of the damned is a poor judge of being.
Okay. That one definitely needs some unpacking.
Yeah, it sounds pretty intense.
It is intense.
What's he getting at?
He's saying that judging or condemning someone who's lost their faith, it's not productive.
It doesn't really help.
It doesn't address the root of their struggle or guide them towards meaning.
Right.
It's more about recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey.
Yeah.
And we can't force our beliefs on others.
So it's more about understanding and empathy than passing judgment.
Exactly.
Even if you disagree with someone's choices, you can still respect where they are.
Where they are in their journey.
On their journey, yeah.
And he connects this back to the importance of focusing on our own growth.
His answer to the question, what's the best way to fix the world, is pretty simple.
What is it?
Fix yourself.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's a powerful reminder that we have the most control over our own actions.
Yeah.
And our choices.
Trying to change the world without first looking inward can be
futile.
Yeah.
And this leads into his response about dealing with greed.
Greed, okay.
He says, remember that it is truly better to give than to receive.
It's timeless wisdom.
It is.
But it's easy to forget.
I know, especially in a world that often glorifies material wealth.
And acquisition.
Acquisition, yeah.
It's almost countercultural.
Is.
To prioritize giving over getting.
Especially today.
Yeah, especially today.
But Peterson presents this idea not just as a moral obligation,
right,
but as a key to a more fulfilling life.
He talks about the world being like.
He describes it as a forum for sharing and trading.
Yes.
Emphasizing how interconnected our actions are.
Their ripple effects.
The ripple effects, yeah. So when we give generously, whether it's our time, resources, just our kindness, we're actually contributing to this positive cycle.
Positive cycle.
That benefits everyone.
Ourselves included.
It's like we're all part of this
intricate web.
Intricate web of giving and receiving.
I like that, intricate web.
Yeah.
And it's not just about material things, right?
No.
Sharing our knowledge, skills, and talents.
Yeah.
Those also contribute to making the world a better place.
Absolutely. It's about leveraging what we have to uplift others.
Even those small acts of kindness.
The ones we often dismiss as insignificant.
Right, but they can have a ripple effect.
We might not even realize.
Exactly.
It's encouraging to think about that.
It is.
Small gestures, they can make a real difference.
Absolutely. And this idea of interconnectedness extends to his response about ruined rivers.
What does he say?
He says, seek for the living water and let it cleanse the earth.
Okay, that one's a little more metaphorical.
It is.
What are you referring to?
He's using the image of polluted rivers to symbolize those deeper issues.
Like what?
He's advocating for addressing the root causes of problems.
Not just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Not just the symptoms, right?
Right.
So in this case, looking at the spiritual and psychological factors that contribute to environmental destruction.
So it's a call to examine our values and behaviors.
Our actions have far-reaching consequences.
Yes, they do.
For the natural world.
It's a powerful reminder that personal transformation
can lead to
broader societal change.
Our inner world is reflected in our actions.
Right.
Which then impact the environment around us.
It all circles back to that interconnectedness.
It does.
We were talking about.
We're not just individual actors. We're part of a larger ecosystem.
We have to care for it.
We have to care for it, exactly.
So then he kind of shifts gears a little bit.
Okay.
To address these fundamental questions about personal development. What shall I do to strengthen my spirit? And what shall I do to ennoble my body?
Okay, and what does he say?
So to strengthen the spirit, he says, do not tell lies or do what you despise.
Concise, but potent.
It is.
It's about living with integrity.
Aligning your actions with your values.
Refusing to engage in behavior that compromises your moral compass.
And to ennoble the body, he says, use it only in the service of my soul.
It goes beyond just physical health.
Deeper than that.
Deeper than that, right.
Yeah.
It's about treating your body with respect.
Recognizing it as an integral part of who you are.
Not just a separate entity.
Our bodies are vessels.
They are.
For our values and aspirations.
To create, to serve others.
To bring beauty into the world.
It's realizing the potential of our physical selves.
Yeah.
To reflect our highest ideals.
Okay. And then he kind of dives into some of those truly difficult questions like,
yeah.
What shall I do with the most difficult of questions?
Oh, and his answer.
He says, consider them the gateway to the path of life.
It's like he's encouraging us to embrace those tough questions.
Yeah.
Instead of shying away from them.
The ones that make us uncomfortable.
Right.
We should see them as opportunities.
Opportunities for growth.
Growth often comes from discomfort and struggle.
It does. It reminds me of that saying, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor.
We need those turbulent waters.
We do.
To become stronger, more resilient.
And then he shifts to talking about the poor man's plight.
Okay.
And the importance of Right example.
Right example. What does that mean?
It's a reminder that actions speak louder than words.
Show, don't tell.
Exactly. The best way to truly help others
is to live a life that embodies those values.
Be a living example of integrity and compassion.
Showing others what it means to live a meaningful life.
This leads to his answer about the great crowd beckoning.
What does he say?
Stand tall and utter my broken truths.
Wow.
What an image.
Powerful image. It's about having the courage to speak your truth.
Even when it's imperfect.
Even when you're afraid. It's about vulnerability.
Authenticity.
Sharing your experiences, even the messy parts.
In the hopes that it might resonate with others.
Help them feel less alone.
It speaks to the power of storytelling.
Yeah.
And how sharing our experiences, both positive and negative,
can create connection.
And foster a sense of shared humanity.
We're all in this together.
We are.
Our stories have the power to uplift and inspire.
I love this section. It beautifully illustrates
does.
how Peterson uses his pen of light, not just to illuminate his inner world,
right,
but also to address the complexities and challenges of the outer world.
It's like he's inviting us
to join him
on this journey of self-discovery.
And meaning-making.
Saying, this is how I'm trying to make sense of things. Maybe this will resonate with you too.
Exactly.
It's a reminder that this journey...
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing, yeah.
Filled with constant evolution. Learning, and growth.
Always something new to uncover.
A new challenge to face, a new insight to gain.
That's what makes life so captivating.
The unknown, the uncertainty.
The endless possibilities.
And that's what Peterson encourages us to do.
Embrace it all.
Embrace it all. Use our pens of light.
To illuminate the path forward.
For ourselves and for those around us.
You know, as we go deeper into this whole pen of light concept, I'm struck by how Peterson manages to address these really heavy topics, like suffering and loss.
Yeah.
But he still maintains this undercurrent of
what?
Hope and optimism.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it?
It is. He doesn't sugarcoat the realities of life struggles.
But he also emphasizes our capacity for growth, resilience, and positive change.
It's like he's acknowledging the darkness that inevitably exists, but reminding us that we have the power to bring in the light.
And that power is so connected to this pen of light idea.
It's like that choice.
It's about choosing how we respond to those challenges.
How we shape our narratives.
And how we impact the world around us.
It's not just about enduring hardship.
It's about actively using those experiences to become better versions of ourselves.
Right, to make a positive difference.
It comes down to those choices we make.
Yeah.
The actions, the words we speak.
Those are the elements that really shape everything.
They do. Our character, our relationships.
Our legacy. He offers some concrete examples of how to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about his response to the question about an enemy's success.
What does he say?
He says, aim a little higher. And be grateful for the lesson.
Instead of getting resentful, he encourages us to view it
as an opportunity. For growth.
And learning.
Yeah, we could choose to take the high road.
Focus on self-improvement.
Instead of letting that negativity consume us.
It's turning adversity into fuel for personal growth.
And it goes back to his idea about confronting our own shortcomings.
It does.
It's about being open to learning from mistakes.
Right.
Acknowledging where we can improve.
Constantly striving to be better.
Better versions of ourselves.
It's not about comparing ourselves to others.
It's about setting those personal benchmarks.
And striving to exceed them.
And this journey of self-improvement isn't a solo thing.
No.
It also involves recognizing that interconnectedness.
Right.
And using our pens of light to make a positive impact.
We can impact, yeah.
Like when he talks about mending a divided nation with careful words of truth.
Feels very relevant today.
It does.
It's a responsibility we have.
To contribute to the well-being.
Of our community.
Of a larger society.
It's about fostering unity.
Engaging in that constructive dialogue.
Seeking solutions that benefit everyone.
It's about being mindful of the power of our words.
Words can heal, inspire.
And create positive change. So he encourages us to listen with empathy.
To understand different viewpoints.
And to engage in that respectful discourse.
Even when there are disagreements.
Yes. And then Peterson shifts to the more personal and often difficult experiences of suffering and loss.
The hard parts of life.
Yeah.
What does he say?
So he talks about facing adversity, dealing with exhaustion, even coping with the unimaginable pain of losing a child.
He doesn't offer easy answers.
He doesn't. But his words are
poignant, insightful.
They are.
He acknowledges how raw these experiences are.
Yeah.
While still offering hope.
Hope and a path towards meaning.
He seems to be saying, even in the darkness,
there is potential for growth and healing.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that resilience.
Finding strength within ourselves.
Through our support systems.
Remembering that we are not alone.
In our struggles.
And it's about focusing on what we can control.
Right.
Even when everything feels chaotic and overwhelming.
So what's his advice for navigating those tough moments?
He says, focus my attention on the next right move.
So we always have the agency.
We do.
To choose our next action.
Even small steps taken with integrity and purpose
can create that ripple effect of positive.
It brings us back to that central question.
That he keeps asking.
Yet he keeps asking.
What will you write with your pen of light?
Such a thought-provoking question.
It makes you reflect.
On our values.
Our aspirations.
The impact we want to have.
Path to action.
Yeah.
Step into our power.
And use our unique gifts to illuminate the path ahead.
We all have a story to tell, a unique contribution to make.
A light to shine.
By embracing that truth.
And acting with intention.
We can create a brighter,
a more hopeful future.
What will you write with your pen of light?